With a functional Windows operating system, you can just go into the system settings, go to about, and you can learn very quickly the edition that the computer's embedded product key will activate for. But what if you have a computer that doesn't have a functional Windows operating system? Now, normally when you install Windows, this option to select the edition will be skipped because the Windows installation is smart enough to read the product key and identify for you which edition the product key is associated with. However, there are times where a computer technician, will not install Windows via the Windows installation media, and instead perhaps use disk imaging, in which they need to know what edition of Windows the product key that's embedded into the firmware is associated with. So one can use a software like System Rescue, but in reality, any Linux operating system that you can boot into a live instance will work. For System Rescue, I'm just going to use the default options. And the reason why I've chosen System Rescue over like Ubuntu or Fedora is that it's part with a theme of system administration, like System Rescue, and it's also really quick to boot up, as you can see. So you can actually straight away type in the command here, but it's very small, and so for the video demonstration purposes, I'm going to do an additional step, which is to enter into the GUI interface, the graphical user interface, so that I can launch a terminal that allows me to zoom in. So I have my screen. This is electrical tape, by the way, so I'm not revealing my product key to the world. But anyway, so you type in this command sudo cat sys firmware acpi tables msdm with the appropriate // and then you will get the product key. Basically, the structure of a Windows product key is there is like five characters dash 5 characters dash 5 characters dash. So this first one, the product key starts after ASUS, starts with V74 blah 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 blah. I'm not too sure why the ASUS is part of the product key, but never mind, at least I can see the product key. Now that being said, this is not telling me the addition, so yes, there is an additional step. You will need a functional computer, whereby on a functional Windows computer you can install, not necessarily install, but just download this program, which I'll have linked in the description. It's called ShowKey Plus. You enter the product key that you have retrieved from the live Linux instance, and it will tell you that that the key is associated with a Windows 10 core single language, which translates to Windows 10 home single language. Apparently Windows 10 core and Windows 10 core and home is used interchangeably. So that is how you can investigate. That's how you can conclude on what edition a computer's embedded UEFI product key is associated with.